I hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. I was just reflecting on post caregiving. You know, it's very important in post caregiving that you focus on the good things because what ends up happening is everything that you've done prior to the stage that you're in now, you tend to focus on a lot of heartache, a lot of things that would bring um, difficulty. And it's very important emotionally for you to focus on things that are good. And so, right now, I want to talk about celebrating your wins, the small victories that you may have had during caregiving and even post caregiving. There's a lot of things to focus on. And so, I'm going to share a little bit about myself in regards to how you might be able to find those things to celebrate as well. Nothing brings me more joy. And I didn't even realize it was happening at the time. My mom was at a stage in her life where she was bedridden, and it was getting harder and harder for me to physically uh, deal with her, meaning I had to carry her and put her into her transport wheelchair. I had to make sure that I was able to dress her properly, to do things, to manipulate her so that she could move around properly, from the bed to the wheelchair, from the wheelchair to the car, to get in the car. And I remember the last few times that I was helping my mom, who has since passed, right? And it was hard to get her in simply from the wheelchair to the car because it's dealing with dead weight. And I know that people always say, "Oh, dead weight," she's only weighs like 114 pounds, or maybe she only weighs 100 pounds. But the point is, it was hard for me. But I did manage to get her into a wheelchair, to roll her down the ramp, to roll her past her yard, to get to the garage to put her in the car. It was in the spring of 2024. My mom died a year ago in June of 2024. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I'm pulling my back muscles. I'm not feeling strong. I'm feeling somewhat defeated because I don't know how to do whatever I needed to do. I had to wing it. I didn't know if I was capable of doing it. But nothing brings me more joy than the memory of knowing that as I pushed her through her yard in her patio, and she looked around and she was like, look at my cactus, they're blooming. In case you're not aware of it, but cactus do have little flowers that grow on them. And she said, look at my succulents, they're all so happy because we had got some rains here in Southern California, which is very rare. But my mom had a lot of cactus and a lot of succulents, and she loved gardening. My entire life, that's all she ever did. And when we turned the corner from the side of her house to the main driveway, which is like her whole view of her property, all her statuses, there are these a type of purpley flowered bushes. She had a whole bunch of them. Every single one of them was in bloom. That when I turned the corner, even my breath was taken away because every single status was purpley, tiny little purple and white flowers. That's all you saw. It was just a sea of color. And one of her cactus that was blooming, it was like a fiery orange and yellow flower. It was the most spectacular thing I've ever seen. Um, I don't even know what the name of it was, but it's ingrained in my memory. The vibrant colors of spring in a cactus garden. And my mom's expression on her face was like, oh, look. And I was even doing that. And I'm not into plants the way she was, but it took my breath away. That was the last time my mom really saw her garden, because after we came back from her doctor's appointment and I put her back in the room because she was bedridden, She could only see her garden from the bedroom. But that was the last time I ever took her out. That's a win. I got to experience something with my mom. Like it was a win because I struggled to get her into the car. I struggled to get her ready because of my physical limitations. But I got to see her take her breath away because of the beauty of what she had envisioned for her property, how she had planted every plant. You know, that to me, I'll never forget that. Another thing too is um now that I'm living alone these days, yeah, I have a YouTube channel, but you know what? It's helped me out so much on how to do things. And a friend of mine told me, you know what, you're going to get good at things because you have mechanical inclination and your dad was a mechanic, and you're going to be surprised of all the things that you're able to accomplish by yourself. And well, I can say that's true. My small victory was I had to fix a broken sprinkler head. Hey, I was able to do it. I couldn't believe it. And the accomplishment made me feel so proud. Not only that, not long after that, my dishwasher, my very expensive dishwasher, you buy expensive things when they have to be repaired, they're just as expensive. And you don't want to just replace it because, I got a top end dishwasher and I thought, why is this thing not working all of a sudden? So I went to YouTube. I was able to troubleshoot my issues. I had an idea what was happening. I played it a little smart. I kind of knew what I was doing. I had troubleshot, the situation. I actually called a technician to come to the house, some handyman guy who knew how to do this stuff. And I literally paid him a little bit of money, not much, just to find out what his diagnosis might be, to find out if I was right. That's it. I wasn't going to have him fix it. That's just me. I just want to find out. You do this a lot. I want to see how you handle this. I have an idea. Are you going to confirm what I'm suspecting? And sure enough, he did. And so then I ordered the part myself. I replaced the item myself, and the dishwasher is working. I saved myself $300. Even the guy goes, how do you know how to do that? And I said, my dad was a mechanic and he taught me a lot and I paid attention. And he goes, he goes, usually technicians know this. And I went, oh, well, now I know too. And he didn't seem very happy. But see, the second he started to look at my oven and my refrigerator and whatever major appliance was in my kitchen, like the microwave and all that, he started talking about that. And I'm thinking, you already know what's wrong with my dishwasher. That's why you're not even paying attention to the dishwasher anymore. You're trying to like get me to service the other things. No, thank you. Be on your way. So I'm proud of myself. I fixed things around the house. And, my dad and Deborah were always notorious for changing the oil. And I even did that. I saved money doing that. That's another small win and victory for myself. I now change my own oil. And not only that, I'm also doing landscaping stuff. I'm learning how to do things that I normally wouldn't have done, that someone else had always done. I'm doing it now. And it does make me realize we are all teachable at any age. I mean, even to the point where even in my grief of losing my mom, being her caregiver, being a caregiver for both my parents. When my dad died, his stuff became my stuff. And I ended up, Deborah cleared out the storage and put everything in my mom's garage. But then when my mom died, I literally had both my parents' stuff in the garage. 65 years worth of things, things that I grew up with, things that I remember from my childhood, things before my childhood. I had to clear it out with the help of some really good people in my life. I've been really blessed with a few really good people, but I got it done. Then I had to sell my mom's place. I've never sold, I've only bought one house, but I've never sold a property. I didn't know what was involved in that. And boy, that was a headache. And one day I will tell you all about that when it's all done. I'm still dealing with the estate. But, you know, the accomplishment of clearing out 65 plus years of my parents' belongings was hard when you do it alone, you know, and selling my mom's house, it was not easy simply because she had a reverse mortgage. It wasn't a normal sale. What I'm telling you is my reflection on post caregiving a year later. Do yourself a favor, pat yourself on the back, celebrate your wins and also your small victories. It's a journey. It's a different journey. You spend all your time taking care of another human being, and you do it because you love them and you want them to land safely when it's their time to take off. But now it's time to take care of yourself. Yeah, I'm bruised. I'm a little beat up. I might be a bit black and blue, but I'm still here. And I'm encouraging you as a caregiver, there is life after. It may feel weird. It may be somewhat lonely. You may have your ups and you may have your downs. But that's why I say, celebrate your wins and your small victories. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Oh, and you know what? I almost forgot. Be blessed and always take good care of yourself. Bye. Hey, thanks for watching. And please remember to hit the subscribe button. We are trying to grow our channel and reach 1,000 subscribers. Now, for every new subscriber, these two nutheads right here, they're going to get a treat, so we will all be happy. Thanks for watching.